Hello friends, welcome back. Today I'm crafting and I got some of those little plastic napkin rings from the wedding section at the Dollar Tree and some of the little acorns. I love these little acorns, I think they're adorable. So I find the side that I like the best that I want to show and I glue the other side so the pretty side is facing out. So what I do is I kind of alternate them. So I glue one in the center on a side of the napkin ring. And then on either of the other side, I glue them the opposite direction. And 3 fit on each side, and then 2 fit on each end. So basically one whole package fits on one napkin ring, and you'll end up with 2 little acorns left. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more glue for a little bit more stability. After I did this, I thought, you could put a really pretty ribbon around it first if you wanted, and then put the acorn over the top of it. But I think they're adorable. I'm just obsessed with acorns this year. I don't know why, but aren't these cute? I love them. I think they're going to be perfect. So next I wanted to make a different type of centerpiece. I really wanted to use these jars from the Dollar Tree, but I'm not sure. I kind of give you guys 2 different variations. So I'm also going to use some of the vines, and I start with these little foam rounds, I guess you'd call them, and I just kind of make an imprint, and it kind of shows me where I want to cut. And I just want to cut just a little bit. And you guys do it how you feel is easiest. I just kind of scored it and then chipped it out, I guess, and just a little bit, just enough for my candle holder to sit inside, and it does. It fits perfect. Okay, so once I got those in and they fit perfect, I go ahead and grab one of my vines and I cut them into pieces, and I just want the leaf part, and I'm gonna put those all around the base, not the top half of the oasis, just the lower half. I'm gonna save the upper half for florals. I had this idea in my head. I wanted the lower half leaf and the upper half floral. I'm really into the leaves this year and acorn. So that's probably where my theme is going to fall, with mostly the colored leaves. And I have a really great idea for another video for you guys with some real leaves from outside. As soon as my leaves start turning colors, I can't wait to show you guys this idea. I think you're going to love it. So anyway, I went down a rabbit trail. So I'm going to start putting my florals at the top of the oasis, and so the leaves are at the bottom, florals are at the top, and I just kind of equally spread them out between both arrangements. I am doing them to match each other. Okay, so I wanted to add some of these flowers. They're just kind of wispy looking, and actually one of you guys told me the name of it, but darned if I can remember. So I'm gonna add them in little groups of 3s, and just kind of periodic, not through the whole thing, just kind of grouped together. You know how I like to do that. Okay, you guys might notice some red berries in there, kind of in the lower part with the leaves. Those actually came on the vine with the leaves, so I went ahead and added them. But next I'm going to grab these packs of the pumpkins, and I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put them, but I decided I better put these on first. So these are those battery operated little maple leaf lights, and I'm going to put the battery pack inside the candle holder, and then I'm going to spread the lights out throughout the arrangement. It fits on there perfect amount of lights. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my pumpkins. And I'm just going to use a red candle to sit on top. I can't really put one inside because I got the battery pack in there. But I think these little white pumpkins are so cute. I love them. So I decided I want to dress up that candle. So I'm going to use this ribbon from the Dollar Tree. The candle came from the Dollar Tree as well. But I thought that ribbon was pretty. It's got little pumpkins on it. So I measure and cut it, just the width of the candle. Then I'm going to use some of this jute twine, and that's how I'm going to attach my ribbon. I'm just going to wrap it around there. Kind of gives it a little bit of a country or rustic look and just dresses the candle up so it doesn't look as plain or boring. So you guys might remember me doing that with a candle last year in a fall video. I didn't use the jute twine though, I just used a little bit of tape to attach that ribbon. But this is how it looks. I love that amber colored glass candle holder. And I did want to be able to see what it looked like with light in it. So you can see it here on the table. And I give you an alternative. I used a candle holder with another one sitting on top with a candle in it. And I think that is just as pretty. But yeah, I also wanted to show you the one that we just did. And I really like that, how that looks too. I like the color of it. Of course, I love my ACORN napkin rings. I think they're adorable. So next I wanted to make a new wreath, and this year I wanted to use just leaves. So I have some leaf branches and some vines from the Dollar Tree, and how I'm going to do this is I want to attach them or poke them into my wreath with kind of diagonal. I want them all facing the same direction and kind of have a movement to them, if that makes sense. So I'm going to kind of lay them all in one direction. I'm really going to group them together. Actually, after I got done making this wreath, I realized, I should have put a ribbon around it. That way the back side of it has something pretty, because hanging on my door when I went inside and looked out at the wreath, I'm looking at the back of a wreath that didn't have anything on it, was just the green part. So yeah, I would suggest putting maybe ribbon around it. It might be a little bit harder to poke those vines into the wreath through the ribbon, but I think it would look a lot prettier on the back side. Or you could just put like moss, or maybe like a Spanish moss on the back side of the wreath, and I might end up doing that later. But yeah, you can see I've got all of my leaves kind of going in the same direction, and I just really wanted kind of a flow. So I just go ahead and do this around the entire wreath until it's completely covered. So after I was done, I went through any leaves that were turning the wrong direction. I turned them around and actually hot glued them into place, and hot glued some of them down just so it had more of that flow. I absolutely love the look of a wreath that's just leaves. It's beautiful. So I also use some of the black glittery tulle from the Dollar Tree, and that's what I'm going to use to hang it. So yeah, I just kind of loop it on there, and I went up maybe about 6 inches and then tied it in a simple bow, kind of fluffed up the bow at the top, and that's how I'm going to hang it. Yeah, like I said, I just really love how just leaves on this wreath looks. It's perfect for my theme this year. So next I wanted to dress up one of these little carvable pumpkins I got from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to use some brown paint. It's just an acrylic paint. And I'm going to do a technique called antiquing. Years ago, I ran a ceramic department at the fair and judged people's ceramics and did that for a few years. And this is just a classic ceramic technique for dressing up or giving a little depth to ceramics. Now, this is obviously not ceramic, it's foam, but antiquing could be used on anything. So last year, if you remember, I used it on white pumpkins, and I added a little bit of Wedgwood blue and copper to it, and I really love how that looked. And yeah, but this year I just kind of want to bring out the depth in the orange. So I just keep applying until I cover the entire pumpkin, and you could go darker or lighter. You just wipe off. You could use a wet napkin as well to wipe off excess. You could get it really dark in those creases. That would look really good. You could use a little green, a little yellow, just to add more colors to it. But I did add a little bit to the stem as well. And I'm going to use a little piece of that vine that I had left over. I'm going to cut it at a diagonal and to the length that I want. And I'm also going to use this little piece of a blackberry vine. I got this at a garage sale. But yeah, it's on a wire. It looks like sugared blackberries. I just thought that it would look cute on there. So I'm just going to poke it down in there since it's wire and arrange it. And I'm gonna add that vine, figure out where I want it, and then I'm just gonna hot glue it into place. Okay, I'm also gonna add a little bit of Spanish moss to the stem. I just had this idea in my head, and I think that it looks really, really pretty. Kind of, I don't know, fairy tale looking to me. At least to me it does. So I add that, and then a little piece off of that blackberry vine. I just pulled off a piece that didn't have any blackberries on it, and I think it's pretty cute. Kind of made like a little curlicue. So yeah, that is the last DIY for this video. I hope you guys liked them, and I hope you're having a great day. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.